Have you noticed that lately your eyes play tricks on you? Maybe you sit down with a book you've loved for years, but the words blur together?
Or perhaps your phone screen looks a little cloudy, forcing you to squint, adjust your glasses, or crank up the brightness. And then comes that quiet thought we've all had, well, I guess this is just what happens after 50. But let me stop you right there. What if it's not just age? What if that gradual loss of vision, whether it's blurry eyes when reading, cloudy night vision, or even sudden vision loss in one eye, isn't something you have to accept?
What if your body has simply been missing one key ingredient, and giving it back could mean protecting your sight for years to come?
Here's the truth very few people talk about. Eyes don't weaken simply because the calendar moves forward. They weaken because they're not getting what they need to repair, restore, and defend against damage.
And in many cases, it comes down to just one vitamin, an overlooked nutrient that could be the difference between clear, confident vision or watching the world slowly fade. Think about it. We've all heard, eat carrots for your eyes, or just get stronger glasses. But the science of senior vision tells a different story.
Certain vitamins directly protect the retina, help prevent age-related macular degeneration, and even support natural eye repair.
Without them, you're left vulnerable to cataracts, dry eyes, and that creeping blur that steals independence.
With them, you could sharpen vision, reduce vision defects, and maybe even restore the clarity you thought was gone forever.
Sound too good to be true? That's exactly why we're here today. In this video, I'll break down, step by step, what really happens inside your eyes after 50, the common mistakes that accelerate vision loss, and how one small change in your daily routine could help fix vision naturally and protect your independence.
So if you've ever wondered how to prevent cataracts, how to improve blurry vision naturally, or even how to restore 20/20 vision after 60, stick with me.
By the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to protect your eyes, strengthen your sight, and keep enjoying the life you love with crystal clear vision.
And hey, if vision matters to you as much as I think it does, drop a quick comment below that says clear vision. I'd love to know who's here and ready to take control. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. We're sharing daily tips to help seniors protect their eyes, stop vision loss, and age with strength, clarity, and confidence.
So, are you ready to discover the one vitamin that could help save your vision after 50? Let me take you into a real story. Harold, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, had spent his life guiding students through history lessons. After retirement, his joy was reading in the quiet evenings, mystery novels, biographies, even the daily paper. But over the last year, something shifted. The words on the page no longer looked sharp. In dim light, the letters blurred and seemed to dance. He tried adjusting his glasses, switching bulbs, even sitting by the window to catch the last bit of daylight. Nothing worked. He told himself the same thing many of us do. This is just normal after 70.
But then, during a routine checkup, his doctor looked at him and said, "Harold, your vitamin A levels are low." At first, he shrugged it off. One vitamin? How could that explain so much? But it turned out that his fading vision wasn't simply aging eyes. His body was starved of a nutrient his eyes desperately needed.
Here's why that matters. Vitamin A is a cornerstone for senior vision protection. It feeds the retina, the part of the eye that detects light and lets you see at dusk or indoors. Without enough of it, your eyes struggle to adapt when the sun goes down. That's what doctors call night blindness, when vision gets weak, blurry, or unreliable at night. Left unchecked, this isn't just inconvenient, it can lead to permanent vision loss. And here's the catch. Most of us think, I eat carrots, so I'm safe. But carrots provide only beta-carotene, which your body has to convert into usable vitamin A. After 50, that conversion slows down dramatically. For some seniors, it barely works at all. So even if you're loading up on carrots, your eyes might still be running on empty. What they really need is the active form of vitamin A, called retinol. You'll find it in foods like eggs, full-fat dairy, and yes, organ meats like liver. But let's be honest, not everyone's thrilled about eating liver. If that's you, don't worry. There's a simple workaround. A high-quality multivitamin or natural eye health formula with preformed vitamin A can give your body exactly what it needs. No guessing, no conversion issues.
That's what Harold did. Instead of resigning himself to vision loss, he started supplementing with the right form of vitamin A. Within a few months, his night vision sharpened. He could read under the lamp again without squinting, and driving at dusk felt safe. He didn't need stronger glasses, he needed the right nutrition.
And this is the part that often surprises people. Eye problems like blurred vision at night, difficulty reading, or gradual loss of vision aren't always irreversible. Sometimes the fix is as simple as restoring a missing nutrient. Fix eye vision doesn't always mean surgery. Sometimes it means giving your body the tools to repair itself.
Of course, vitamin A is just one piece of the puzzle. It opens the door to a larger truth. There are multiple nutrients, foods, and habits that can help reverse vision loss naturally, prevent cataracts, and even protect against age-related macular degeneration. But vitamin A is a powerful starting point.
So the next time you find yourself squinting in dim light or wondering, why is my vision blurry all of a sudden? Remember Harold's story. Sometimes one small change, a single vitamin, can make all the difference between struggling and seeing the world in crystal clear vision. And stay with me, because we're not stopping here. There's another vitamin, one you may already have sitting in your cabinet right now, that works quietly behind the scenes to protect your eyes every single day. You don't want to miss this one. Let me introduce you to Margaret. Margaret is 73, a retired piano teacher from Kansas. For decades, her fingers danced across the keys, bringing music to life for her students. Her hearing was sharp, her memory strong, but lately, her eyes had begun to betray her. It started small. She noticed tiny specks drifting across her sight, little floaters that looked like shadows on water. At first, she brushed them off. Just part of getting older, she thought. But over time, they became more frequent. Her vision felt weaker, especially when trying to read sheet music or thread a needle. That's when she finally saw her eye doctor. The news surprised her. Her eye tissue wasn't just thinning from age, it was starving. The doctor explained that Margaret was low in a critical antioxidant, vitamin C. The news surprised her. Her eye tissue wasn't just thinning from age, it was starving. The doctor explained that Margaret was low in a critical antioxidant, vitamin C. Now, you probably know vitamin C as the immune booster, the cold fighter, the orange juice fix. But what most people don't realize is that vitamin C is just as important for eye protection as it is for immune health. Here's why. Vitamin C strengthens the tiny blood vessels in your eyes. These capillaries are like lifelines, keeping oxygen and nutrients flowing to sensitive tissues. Even more importantly, vitamin C defends your eyes from oxidative stress, the slow, silent damage caused by aging, pollution, and inflammation. Think of oxidative stress like rust creeping over your glasses. Over time, that rust clouds your vision, weakens the eye's defenses, and accelerates problems like cataracts, macular degeneration, blurry vision, and persistent floaters. Vitamin C acts like a shield. It fights the rust before it takes hold. But here's the catch. Most people don't get enough. And one of the biggest mistakes seniors make? Relying on fruit juice. A glass of orange juice might feel healthy, but here's the truth. Most juices are loaded with sugar. That sugar spikes your blood levels, fuels inflammation, and actually cancels out much of the antioxidant protection you thought you were getting. Instead of preventing vision loss, it can make your eyes even more vulnerable. So what's the better approach? Whole foods rich in vitamin C. Red bell peppers are packed with it. Pound for pound, they carry more vitamin C than oranges. Kiwi is another powerhouse.
gentle on blood sugar, but strong in antioxidant support. Berries, broccoli, and even Brussels sprouts can play a role in fixing eye vision naturally. And for those who struggle with digestion or simply don't eat enough produce, a buffered vitamin C supplement can make all the difference. It's gentler on the stomach, but still powerful for vision repair. That's the change Margaret made. She swapped out her daily juice for colorful veggies, added kiwi to her morning yogurt, and started taking a high-quality vitamin C supplement. Within weeks, the floaters weren't as distracting. Her vision felt steadier. More importantly, she felt in control, like she wasn't just sitting back waiting for her eyesight to fade.
Here's what I want you to remember. Vitamin A supports your retina. Vitamin C defends against damage and aging. Both are essential if you want to protect your eyesight after 50.
But we're not finished yet. There's still another vitamin, one that rarely gets the spotlight, yet it might be the single most powerful nutrient for long-term eye health. Chances are you're not getting enough of it, and once you learn what it is, you'll understand why so many seniors who struggle with vision loss could benefit from adding it to their daily routine. So stay with me, because the best may be yet to come.
Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 69, a retired nurse who spent her career caring for others. These days, she enjoys gardening, reading mysteries on her Kindle, and chatting with her grandkids on video calls. But slowly, almost quietly, something began to change.
At first, Eleanor noticed that reading the fine print on medicine bottles took longer. Then, faces on FaceTime weren't quite as crisp. She blamed it on too much screen time, or maybe just senior vision. She figured, that's life after 60. But there was something deeper at work. During a routine visit, her doctor ran a simple blood test. The results startled her. Eleanor's vitamin D levels were dangerously low. She was puzzled. How could that be? I go outside every morning to water my roses. Like many of us, she assumed a little sunshine here and there was enough. But here's what her doctor explained, something most people don't realize. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into usable vitamin D. Even if you spend time outdoors, your body may not be producing enough. Add in cloudy winters, spending more time indoors, or living in northern climates, and your levels can plummet even faster. Why does that matter for your eyes? Because vitamin D is one of the body's most powerful natural anti-inflammatories. It plays a critical role in calming inflammation in the retina and protecting against age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of blindness in seniors. Without enough vitamin D, the delicate tissues in your eyes become more vulnerable to damage. That's when symptoms like blurry vision, distortion, or even sudden vision loss in one eye can creep in, often without warning. But here's the good news. Restoring vitamin D is simple once you know what to do. The first step is easy. Ask your doctor for a vitamin D blood test. It's quick, painless, and could reveal a hidden piece of the puzzle behind your vision problems.
Then, consider adding a vitamin D3 supplement to your routine. D3 is the most effective form for seniors, far superior to D2. And if you live in colder regions or spend much of your time indoors, it becomes even more important.
That's exactly what Eleanor did. She started small, just 1,000 IU a day with her breakfast, and checked her levels every few months. Within weeks, she noticed her eyes didn't feel as tired by the evening. Over time, her vision grew clearer. Not perfect, but sharper, steadier, stronger. She could read without straining. She could enjoy video calls without the frustration of fuzzy faces. It wasn't magic. It was simply her body finally getting the nutrition it needed to fight inflammation and protect her eyesight.
So here's the big picture. Vitamin A supports your retina and night vision. Vitamin C shields your eyes from oxidative stress and aging. Vitamin D reduces inflammation, guarding you from macular degeneration and other causes of vision loss. Together, they form a powerful trio for senior vision protection.
But here's the question many people ask. What if my eyesight is already blurry? What if glasses aren't enough? Can I actually sharpen my vision, not just stop it from getting worse? The answer brings us to a vitamin that rarely gets the spotlight, yet may be the most powerful of them all when it comes to fixing eye vision naturally. And chances are, you might already have it sitting in your cabinet. Stay with me, because this is the one you don't want to miss.
Let's talk about George. George is 76, a retired firefighter from Pennsylvania. For decades, he thrived under pressure. Steady hands, quick thinking, a man who never panicked. But lately, something he couldn't fight off started to nag at him. His eyes. They felt dry, gritty, like sandpaper. Some mornings it felt as if he had dust trapped under his eyelids, yet no amount of blinking or rinsing made it better. And worse, his vision began to blur at random times. It was as if his glasses were betraying him, suddenly useless. George told himself what many seniors do. Well, that's just aging. Eyes wear out. That's life. But during a routine exam, his ophthalmologist asked him a surprising question. "George, are you getting enough vitamin E?" George laughed. "Vitamin E? I thought that was just for skin creams." Like most people, he never considered it essential for vision. What he learned next changed everything. Here's the truth. Vitamin E is more than an immune booster. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants for your eyes. It protects delicate eye cells from oxidative stress, the damage caused by light exposure, pollution, and the natural wear and tear of aging. Think of vitamin E like armor for your vision. Without it, that rust builds up, leading to cataracts, macular degeneration, and unexplained vision loss over time.
But there's more. Vitamin E also supports tear production. And tears aren't just about crying. They keep your eyes moist, nourished, and clear. When your eyes don't make enough, you get dryness, irritation, and that cloudy feeling that so many seniors quietly endure.
That's exactly what George was facing. Classic dry eye syndrome, compounded by oxidative stress. His cells were starving, and his eyesight was paying the price.
The problem? Most older adults don't get enough vitamin E. Foods rich in it, like almonds, sunflower seeds, and avocados, aren't always part of everyday diets. And many common cooking oils are so heavily processed, they've been stripped of vitamin E by the time they hit your plate.
It's one of the most common silent deficiencies, especially in seniors struggling with blurry vision, eye dryness, or gradual vision loss. But the good news is, it's one of the easiest to fix.
Here's what helped George. Each morning, he began eating a small handful of almonds, just 10 to 15 pieces. He sprinkled sunflower seeds into his salad and replaced his old oil with a cold-pressed version that still had its nutrients intact. On his doctor's advice, he also added a mixed tocopherol supplement. That's important because vitamin E comes in multiple forms, and mixed tocopherols cover the full range, offering better absorption and stronger protection.
The results? Within weeks, the gritty, dry feeling in his eyes started to ease. His vision wasn't perfect, but it felt clearer, steadier, and more comfortable. That nagging sensation? Gone. He could read his morning newspaper without rubbing his eyes every 5 minutes, and even long drives no longer left him frustrated by blurry road signs. So here's the takeaway. If your eyes feel dry, if your vision clouds for no reason, if your books, screens, or even the simple view outside your window are harder to enjoy, it might not just be old age. It could be your eyes quietly begging for vitamin E. And now, we've built to the one you've probably been waiting for. The vitamin that experts often call the vision vitamin. The nutrient hiding in leafy greens and golden vegetables, proven to sharpen vision and protect against macular degeneration. This is the one you don't want to miss.
Stay tuned, because this next vitamin may be the key to keeping your vision not just safe, but crystal clear for years to come.
Let me tell you about Helen. She's 74, a retired seamstress from Minnesota.
known in her family for crafting the most beautiful quilts. Every square told a story: weddings, graduations, the birth of a grandchild. Her hands never stopped creating. But recently, her world began to blur.
The stitches didn't line up. Patterns that once looked sharp and crystal clear started to look fuzzy, like the colors were bleeding together. One afternoon, frustrated, she set her quilt aside and told her granddaughter, "Maybe it's time I give this up. My eyes just aren't what they used to be."
But during her next eye exam, her optometrist gave her news that surprised her. He didn't suggest stronger glasses. He didn't talk about surgery. Instead, he recommended two nutrients that most seniors have never heard of: lutein and zeaxanthin. Now, you might be thinking, what on earth are those? They don't get the spotlight like vitamin C or vitamin D, but when it comes to senior vision protection, they're absolute stars. Here's why. At the very center of your retina is the macula. It's small, but it's the powerhouse behind your central vision, the kind you rely on to read, recognize a face, or even drive safely at night. As we age, the macula becomes vulnerable to oxidative stress, free radicals, and especially blue light from screens and indoor lighting. This is where lutein and zeaxanthin step in. These carotenoids build up directly in your macula, acting like natural sunglasses inside your eyes. They filter out harmful blue light, reduce glare, and protect against central vision loss. Think of them as your built-in shield, keeping the most precious part of your sight sharp and stable.
For Helen, her doctor recommended a supplement with at least 10 milligrams of lutein and 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin. She took it daily, alongside a diet richer in leafy greens like kale and spinach. 6 months later, she picked up her quilting needles again. The fuzziness faded. The patterns looked crisp. She could once again see her art take shape, stitch by stitch.
But here's where many people go wrong. They assume their standard multivitamin has them covered. The truth, most multivitamins don't include lutein or zeaxanthin, or if they do, it's in tiny amounts that won't make a real difference. And while these nutrients exist in spinach, kale, and yellow veggies like corn, there's a catch. As we age, our ability to absorb nutrients from food declines. That means even if you're eating right, your eyes may still not be getting what they truly need.
That's why eye-specific supplements are often recommended, especially after 60. They take the guesswork out. Flip the label and look for at least lutein 10 milligrams and zeaxanthin 2 milligrams, ideally combined with vitamins A, C, E, and zinc. That combination, known as the AirReds 2 formula, is backed by research and ophthalmology to slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration and protect against long-term vision loss.
Remember, these nutrients don't work overnight. They build up in your macula over time. The earlier you start, the stronger your defense against blurry vision, glare, or sudden central vision loss.
Helen didn't just protect her eyesight. She reclaimed her independence, her joy, and the hobby that connected her to her family. And here's the truth, you can too. Because after 50, preserving your sight isn't about chasing youth. It's about protecting the life you love. The books, the crafts, the conversations, and the faces you never want to lose.
Now let's pause for a moment and really think about what all of this means for you or for someone you love. Losing your vision isn't just about needing stronger glasses. It's not just holding the newspaper a little farther away or turning on a brighter lamp when the words blur. No, it's bigger than that.
It's missing out on the joys of reading your favorite book. It's struggling to recognize the faces on a video call with your grandchildren. It's not being able to drive yourself to the grocery store, sew that loose button back on, or see the sparkle in your partner's eyes.
And when those things fade, what's really slipping away is your independence, your confidence, your connection to the world. For many, that loss feels like losing a piece of who they are. That's why this conversation matters so much, because fading eyesight isn't just about the eyes. It's about your freedom, your identity, and the life you love.
But here's the hope. You don't have to simply accept it. You don't have to shrug your shoulders and say, well, that's just old age. You're not powerless. There are simple, natural steps you can take, steps that don't involve scary surgeries or expensive treatments. The truth is, your eyes have been quietly asking for the right fuel all along.
And that fuel? It comes in the form of key nutrients: vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, lutein, and zeaxanthin. These aren't gimmicks. They aren't fads. They're building blocks, the very things your eyes need to function, repair, and stay strong, especially after 50.
So here's what I'd like you to do today. Go to your kitchen shelf or your medicine cabinet. Pick up your multivitamin bottle. Flip the label over. Ask yourself, are these 5 vision protectors listed there? And if they are the dosages high enough to truly make a difference for your eyes? If not, it's okay. You haven't failed. You're not behind. But now you know. And knowing is powerful. Because every single step you take toward fixing eye vision naturally, preventing cataracts, or protecting against macular degeneration is also a step toward protecting your independence and your joy.
And maybe your vision has already started to change. Maybe the words on the page feel fuzzy. Maybe sunlight feels too bright. Maybe driving at night fills you with anxiety because the glare is too much. If that's you, please don't panic. You are not alone. And you are not without options.
These changes are real. They're frustrating, but they don't have to be final. When you give your body the right tools, the right nutrients, you're choosing to fight back. You're choosing to keep living life on your terms, not just adapting to the limitations of blurry eyes and fading sight. So take a deep breath. You're already doing something powerful just by listening, learning, and preparing. Your eyes tell the story of your life. Every smile you see, every sunset you enjoy, every page you turn, it's all part of that story. And you deserve to keep seeing every chapter clearly.
Let's bring it all together with a quick recap. Vitamin A supports your retina and improves night vision, helping you see in low light. Vitamin C strengthens your eye tissues, protects capillaries, and shields you from oxidative stress that leads to cataracts and vision defects. Vitamin D reduces inflammation, guarding against macular degeneration, a leading cause of central vision loss in seniors. And vitamin E repairs cells, supports tear production, and relieves the dryness and irritation so many older adults struggle with. And finally, lutein and zeaxanthin, the dynamic duo that filters harmful blue light, reduces glare, and sharpens your central vision so you can keep recognizing the faces you love. Each of these nutrients works in a different way, but together they form a simple, powerful defense for one of the most precious gifts you have, your eyesight. Because protecting your vision isn't just about eyes, it's about protecting your independence, your confidence, and the joy of connecting with the people and the world around you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you already taking some of these vitamins? Or is there one you're thinking of adding after what we shared today? Drop a quick comment below. Even a single word like clear vision can inspire someone else who's going through the same struggles. This is how community works. We learn from each other, we support each other, and we remind one another that aging doesn't mean giving up. And if this message gave you something to think about, if it reminded you to take better care of your eyes or your health, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more than you know. And while you're here, subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. This is your space, where seniors are respected, your health is a priority, and every new chapter of your life can be lived with strength, clarity, and purpose. Every day, we share practical tips for senior health,
nutrition, and natural ways to fight vision loss. Because aging should never mean fading away. It should mean growing wiser, protecting what matters, and enjoying the view along the way. So wherever you are right now, whether you're sitting by a sunny window with a warm cup of tea, or scrolling quietly on your phone before bed, remember this: you only have one body, one life, and one pair of eyes. Protect them, nourish them, keep them strong. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this growing family. And as always, stay hopeful, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.